welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, as you can see, once again with Sirius here, I wanted to make the second part of a carpenter quest with Serenia, but I noticed in the editing that the quality of these video fragments I have is abysmal. I had that in some of the other crafting steps as well, that there were some short instances where the video shortly freezes and stuff, but that was once for a second or two. That was not every 5 minutes. And yeah, the video quality is plain and simply terrible. And so, yeah, I'm re-leveling a carpenter here, level 30 right now. And I'm mostly using the Ixal to level up, because I don't need to farm items to do so, to craft. I don't need to farm crafting ingredients to do this. And currently at the second rank up, and I want to record this again, so because this is simply simpler than doing with the Serenium. Okay. Less work for me. Oh, they're serious. Construction of the airship proceeds apace. Our beastmen colleagues have even agreed to implement several of my proposals. However inadvertent it was, I must thank you for introducing me to this opportunity. That I should have the chance to contribute to such a revolutionary project, tis exactly the sort of thing I dreamed of as I pored over countless tomes on aeronautic principle and design. There is, however, one small issue that has arisen to thwart us. In order to properly integrate my innovations, we require certain materials to build a custom engine jointing component. Materials that are notoriously difficult to procure. I had hoped it would not come to this, but I must call upon the aid of an acquaintance of mine. Sirius, would you be so kind as to deliver this letter to a gentleman by the name of Coulson? I'm certain that he will agree to prepare the materials and keep the entire matter discreet. Now, Coulson is often out and about on company business, but speak with Hilda at the airship ticket counter in Gridania, and she will point you toward his latest appointment. My apologies, Sirius. I do not mean to treat you as a lackey, but I prefer to avoid the city for the time being. So, over to Gridania. Welcome to the airship landing. I'm sorry, was there aught else I might help you with, sir? You wish to meet with Advisor Coulson, delivering a letter from Tataramu, you say? Surely you don't mean Master Tataramu? You've seen him? Is he hale and unharmed? You must take yourself directly to Quivershold. Chancellor will wish to speak with you in person. You will find Advisor Coulson there as well, assisting with the investigation. Swiftly now, please, sir. So what's up with Tataramu, Master Tataramu? Seriously, who is that boy? Sorry, sir, but I cannot assist you at this time. The God's Quiver is fully engaged with investigating a most important case. Every resource at our disposal has been allocated toward locating Chairman Tataramu's missing son. Even now, the Chairman's chief aide, Advisor Coulson, awaits within Quivershold, no doubt eager to berate the first bow for our lack of progress. Coulson is a person you've come to see? Then I must ask you to mind your words. I can't have you antagonize the esteemed representative of Highwind Skyways. Wait, Highwind Skyways? The airship company? Yes, I'm Colson, but this is hardly the time for... A letter for me? Let's have it, Venson. Time is of the essence, you know, especially at my age. Great gods! This is signed by Master Tataramu. How came you by this document? Is the young master well? What's that you say? Ensconced in the company of Ixal? When we have not a moment to lose. Should it cost me my very life, I shall see him freed from their ravenous clutches. We need to form a rescue party. Yes, the finest God-scriven marksman reinforced by a small army of Skyway's retainers. Be brave, Master Tataramu. Those beastmen will soon rue the day they dare to lay talons on my young charge. Advisor, calm down. This no longer concerns you, young man. You must immediately... Wait, what? You mean to say that Tataramu is safe? He's there of his own free will? Building an airship with the Ixal? Wait. Perhaps we must needs begin afresh. As you're obviously aware, my name is Colson and I'm the Chief Technical Advisor of Highwind Skyways and aide of Chairman Tataramu. Pleased to make your acquaintance. What you may not have known is that the man who asked you to deliver this letter is the chairman's only son and the host successor to a veritable airship empire. Some few days ago, Master Tataramu accompanied me to Gridani as part of his continued education and company practices. Much to my surprise and alarm, however, the young master suddenly disappeared from under my very nose. Well, I was naturally beset by all manner of horrible imaginings. With no ransom demand and no other clue to his whereabouts, I had no choice but to ask the Godscriver, with turning the entire city upside down. Suffice it to say, the news has lifted a terrible weight from my old shoulders. I know not how I would have faced the boy's father had events unfolded otherwise. And yet, the contents of his letter still managed to vex me. Dear Colson, enclosed in is a list of materials I would have you prepare for my companion. I require them for a most exciting project. Fond regards, Tataramu. Not one word of apology or even the slightest hint of contrition. My lectures on the privilege and responsibility of position appear to have fallen on deaf ears. And as for this list, I'm assuming these are materials for some kind of high-quality jointing component? A leather-bound frame to absorb engine vibration, yes? I'm sorely tempted to refuse this impertinent request, considering the trouble the young master has caused. But I'm also intrigued. Here, take this promissory note and hand it to the supervisor of the Fulgold Float crafting facility. She will provide you with everything you require to craft Tataramu's components. Though I yet harbor some concerns, I will trust that Master Tataramu is content to work alongside these Ixal for now. Fulgold Float. Hello again, adventurer. Come now, I can hardly hear you. You said hello. I said hello again. Oh my, this note has the seal for Highwind Skyways. Though I suppose it only stands to reason. There are few other organizations that could afford the items you are requesting. Here you are then. Everything is in order for you to begin crafting. And button. Beast stripes and propulsion? No. Yep. Engine jointing component. Let's see if I can do this. And quiet. Oh, and another reason why this is actually pretty good that I do this over. With Serenia, the time I did these Ixal crafting quests is ages ago. And since when they reworked the how crafting works in this game a bit. Basically, they took out a whole lot of skills and streamlined the crafting process. Which actually is a good thing, because there were a lot of skills no one ever used, and it was unclear what was the best way to do this. And yeah. So you can actually see a pretty fresh view of this. Serious, we are gone so long I was beginning to worry. Were you able to deliver my letter to Coulson? And here is your item. Yes, this is exactly what I had in mind. Jointing components like this one are almost impossible to obtain without the cloud of a company like Highwind Skyways behind you. But with your expert crafted component now in hand, we should have no trouble integrating my improved engine housing into the Desul Kalan. I can already feel the bracing chill of the wind on my face, hear the cries of the birds, see the folk below rushing about like tiny... Excuse me, my little flight of fancy. Terrible habit of mine. So serious. I suppose you heard from old Coulson who I really am then? I have. Yes, 'tis true. My father is the chairman of Highwind Skyways, the expansive airship service that links the great cities of Eorzea. Destined as I am to one day take the company's helm, people everywhere seek to curry my favor as they would some merchant prince. A pity then that my royal status does not excuse me from an unrelenting possession of dreary lessons at home. I am forced to study mercantile practices, business strategies, all that I might maximize the profits of airship travel. But I have not the slightest interest in making coin. I've had enough of ledgers and lectures. Thus was I so reluctant to leave this little sanctuary. I want to design airships, not manage a fleet of them. I want to be valued not for my station or my purse, but for the skills I have labored to acquire. Mayhap you hear naught but the whining of a spoiled child. Yet I swear to you, I would renounce my inheritance in a twinkling if I could. Oh, for the wings of a wondrous airship to carry me further, faster and higher than ever before. That is my dream, that and naught else. Ah, well said that was. And mean nothing to us Tataramu's wealth does. Better off smelting down coins and making nails, Sazul thinks. Thank you, Sazul. Seize with passion and let it sustain you, you must. Construction of Desul Kalan will take all that Tataramu has and more. Chosen an easy path Tataramu has not. No, not easy. But always fair, master, crafting is. Great reward for great effort. Launch your vessel upon ocean of clouds we shall. Launch it toward gates of Ayatlan. Ready to fly, Tataramu is, yes? Yes, sir. No, I like this attitude of Tataramu. Reputation up, friendly. New quests are available from Rosal Kadlan the Prudent. And more wares at the vendor. Thanks to a diligent effort, the engine housing has now been integrated into the Desul Kalan's tail assembly. Continue assisting the Etakatel 9 to see the airship hybrid reach completion. Basic synthesis mastery. Basic synthesis now has 120% efficiency at 100% success rate. So now I can turn this quest in. is Wurzel Kaplan the Prudent. Quack, quack. The Desert Kalan ballast she needs. Fine ballast to see her back to land. Fine ballast to see her back to sea. Fine ballast held in bladders of cloth and leather. Quack. Keep ballast from seeping through hull, they shout. Quack. Materials for components I have not. Materials for component purchased by tiny Tataramu they were. From a featherless peddler at the observatorium they were. Awaiting your arrival peddling nuka is. Quack, quack. Once in hand, craft components you must. Quack. Require much care in crafting. Do such things. Proper equipment one must have. Yet proper equipment have ye not. Such equipment though close it does lie. At the observatorium it does lie. Watched over by a featherless one such as you. Templeton, a man most corrupt, yet a man most bumbling. Quack, quack. Too exposed his wrongdoings are. Help hide his trickery you must. Help cover his featherless ass you must. Quack. Cover with beard of croc. Quack. Beard of skyfire croc. With shearing knife, yours it shall be. Quack. Cover his ass and facilities, and yours they shall be. Fail and gun they shall be. Quack. Quack. Materials he must inspect. Approval he must give. Appearances we must keep. Quack. Featherless one, your hands they are soft. Why you must rely on clumsy weapons wherein lies reason? Ixal claws superior in battle do they make us, yet same claws in crafting inferior do they render us. The Desert Kalan an instrument panel she needs, a fine panel with fine levers and knobs. Keep pilot and control they shall. Require much care in crafting do such things. Proper equipment one must have. Yet proper equipment have ye not. In the hands of a wicked it does lie. At the observatorium it does lie, watched over by featherless ones such as you, Templeton, a most malfeasant. Lusty for coin he is, lusty like Uldan, lusty like beggar. Scratch his lusty itch you must. Scratch with bias claw. Bias claw for monsters in the west. Scratch his lusty itch and facilities yours they shall be. But remember, first his game you must play. Materials he must inspect. Approval he must give. Duzal may yan be steady, Duzal may yan be steady. Comes he does, soon he does. Looking for imperfection he is. Looking for blood he is. My blood he is. If my blood he has, your blood I claim. Now, the Gizu Kalan, an aerodynamo she needs, a fine dynamo with fine dampeners. Keep the internal gyroscope from vibrating, they shall. Keep flyers from falling, they shall. Require extreme care in crafting to such things. The steady is watching years. Proper equipment one must have, yet proper equipment have you not. In the hands of a slothful it does rest. At the observatorium it does rest, watched over by featherless ones such as you. Templeton, a man most corrupt, a man most indolent. Idle he lies, like a swine in the stew he lies, like a corpse in a crypt he lies. Tempt this shiftless sluggard you must. Tempt him with a promise of eternal indolence. Tempt him with your willingness to work and facilities yours they shall be. But remember, first his game you must play. Materials he must inspect. Approval he must give. Okay, as you heard, all these lie at the crafting facility lies at the observatorium, and we need to go out into the wilderness of Corvus to do the quest parts. Now, from what I remember, there are from here on out also at times daily quests for the Ixal that require that you have a crafter, either a fisher, not crafter, you always need a crafter, a gatherer I mean. A fisherman or a botanist or a miner, depending on the respective quests. These gatherings are not hard, but you have to have the class, right? Otherwise you cannot do that daily quest. Good. I have probably done this off screen. These parts. Here to dust with snow with a winter-drunk settlers? Sorry, son, but I haven't the time for fun today. I'm waiting for a thriving little rudder was supposed to be here belts ago to take on a package of questionable questionables. Oh, you're the thriving little rudder. Well then, pardon the lack of a proper greeting, but I'm not holding onto this pile of birchhead any longer. Take it away before I call the knights over and have you arrested for possession of unholy idols. And tell the Tataramu he can shove any future delivery straight up its windward passage. Okay. Anyway, for one of the quests I had to slay a bias, which was over here, and use a shearing knife of one of the crocs, of feral crocs, in this area. Now, do you ever wonder why I'm always standing? It's because everything in this frozen hell is colder than a heretic's heart, that's why. Anywhere I sit, I'm likely to freeze my royal ass off, and I've grown quite attached to her rosy highness as of late. Here, maybe this feral croc beard can help you. Why, how convenient, a feral croc beard. Did you know that these whiskers can be woven into a cloth that will protect your buttocks from cold? I suppose it could protect other parts of one's person from cold as well, but an ass can be especially susceptible to wintry climes. Very well then, you're free to use the facility here as you see fit. Just try not to damage anything. A lot of unnecessary paperwork, that would be. Ah, and I suppose you shall be wanting these materials returned as well, Did I inspect them thoroughly? I don't know. Did it appear that I did? Good then. Wink wink. And what is it now? Yeah, the ballast. I'm so glad I no longer have to watch about failure rates. Oh, whatever will I do without that bias claw? Whatever will I do? Why, if it isn't a bias claw. How apropos, me minus that appendage would have left me stuck in a pickle without a pedal, or something like that. You see, I promised a certain satellite Salamon before recalling I had little talent at slaying things and such, and hence my dilemma. Without that claw, not only would I appear the fool in the eyes of that thriving settler, but I'd also be forced to use my own coin to purchase that cask of rat I'm having delivered later this evening. But lo, my dilemma is solved. Very well then, you are free to use the facility here as you see fit. Just try not to damage anything. A lot of unnecessary paperwork that would be. And yes, I wink wink inspected already. And instrument panel. Another shifty-eyed adventurer here to take advantage of poor Temple Tanari. Well, I have you know, I'm a veritable rock, unmoved by until-gently jostling of the world's ne'er-do-wells, unbroken by the pounding pleas of hollow-hearted heels. Unless there's something in it for me, of course. A rolling stone gave us no moss, but why would I want moss when I could have things? And one thing I could use right now is a pair of healthy adventurer legs to carry this important timetable up an ungodly amount of stairs. Though I suppose a pair would be two things. Semantics. Present this document to Josiah at the apex of the astroscope tower and return with her signature, so Madam I know that you did not simply run over to the pub and kill a bell and free. What? Where's the trust? I did not get to where I am today by placing my faith in every vagrant and vagabond that came tapping on my door. Yeah, okay. Up that tower. That's the observatorium. Now, it's rude to climb with a chocobo, but I don't care right now. And where's Trosia? An unknown face, or perhaps simply a face forgotten. Far too many people pass through the tower to remember all of them. Have you business with me? Ah, the timetable I requested. I was beginning to wonder when that do-nothing dullard from the Skyrays would bring it to me. And why does it not surprise me that he found someone to see to the task for him? You say he wants my signature as proof of your delivery? Absolutely not. Who knows what he will use it for? Not leaving, are you? Very well then. I shall sign, but with my offhand, and only my initials. Now, off you go. Say, can I head like yours somewhere? Jump! You didn't actually walk up all those stairs, did you? I actually did, yeah. You did, didn't you? And here I was all ready to let you use the facilities anyway. Go on then, get at it, and try not to damage anything. Yeah, and he of course has inspected the materials. Okay, and with that, it's back to the Ixal camp. Ah, rock. Waited over long AF. Ballast component or disappointment do you bring? Ah. Ballast component. The component, and of quality it is. Cease to amaze you do not, featherless one. Therefore cease to request aid we shall not. An Ixali joke that was. Free to laugh you are. Go on, go on. For components, I wait. For excuses, I do not. Money time is. Yet another sound piece you bring. Yet confounded I remain. Mistrust the featherless ones we did. For so long we did. In our hearts much hate we do still harbor. Despite recent relations we do we still harbor. Yet still, your hand you lend, your judgment you refuse. To recognize this quality within you, wise was a chieftain. Why, it is the chieftain he is. Why it is the chieftain he is, but counter of knots I remain. The aerodynamo component you have completed. Inspect first I must. My neck, our necks in danger we are. Passable your work is. Pleased Dozal will be. Saved our necks are. Headed you will remain. For now. Okay. But that is long enough, I guess. until next episode, when we probably return to the main quest for now. I'm Ace, and don't get lost.